Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. I welcome you all to our 833rd meeting of Chennai Toastmasters Club. The mission of every Toastmasters Club is to provide a supportive and positive learning experience in such a way that the members are empowered with, with their communication skills and leadership qualities, resulting in greater personality growth and self confidence. Before moving to the meeting, I would like to brief upon certain rules which are to be followed. Keep your mobile phones in silent mode. Do not talk about taboo topics such as sex, politics, and religion. Kindly sit in a silent atmosphere so that you can hear what the speaker is speaking. Kindly be on mute until it's your turn to speak or talk. At the moment, please unmute yourself. If you have any messages to be shared or conveyed, use the chat box below. With this, I hand over the control to our presiding officer, Toastmaster Lakshmi Narayana. To share a few words about him, Toastmaster Lakshmi Narayana is past Vice President Membership, current Vice President Education, and upcoming President of Chennai Toastmasters Club. He is a software engineer who loves to go on a long drives and adventurous trekking. Ladies and gentlemen, now let's welcome our presiding officer, Toastmaster Lakshmi Narayana.
Thank you, Sergeant at Arms Toastmaster Tarun, for your kind words. Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. Let me begin with a small story here. There were two woodcutters of each of equal skill and experience, and we were working side by side, chopping down trees together every single day. One woodcutter works non-stop 7 days a week, whereas the other takes a break on weekends. Despite working for less time, the second woodcutter chopped more number of trees by the end of each working day. So the first woodcutter was puzzled. He has the second woodcutter who works all days and the other and as how he works only for 5 days a week and he managed to chop more while taking a break as well. To this, the second woodcutter responded, "It's simple. During weekends, I spend an hour at home sharpening my axe." My dear Toastmasters, so it's all important. Though we keep working all days in a week. We need to sharpen our skills, be it your technical skills or communication skills. So Toastmaster is one such forum which helps us to develop our skills, improve our skills, and make us leaders, or at least take us near to leaders through this forum. So on this note, let me declare open this meeting of Chennai Toastmasters Club, meeting number 833. So I would like to recognize the presence of our founding member, our distinguished Toastmaster Nina Jam, who is also the mentor pool chair of our District 120. I would also like to welcome our Area C4 Director, our distinguished Toastmaster Venu Nilaganda. Welcome you both. So before beginning this meeting, let me see if you have any guests here. Let me quickly have some introduction by the guests. So let's restrict it to 1 or 2 lines from the guest. So I see a guest Mahesh Chandra. Yes, Mahesh Chandra, can you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name is Mahesh Chandra. I'm a techie from the Chennai area. So I had attended one session in the past, but after that, because of some personal reasons, I couldn't continue. I had been reluctant to take the leadership responsibility, which requires attending a lot of meetings. But I have to take it up, so there is no option except to improve my skills in that area. So that's why I have joined.
Yeah, thanks, Mahesh. You'll enjoy this meeting. I'll get back to you again for feedback at the end of the meeting.
Thank you.
So, guest Shyam Kannan, can you introduce yourself?
Hi, good evening, everyone. This is Shyam Kannan. Now I am in Chennai. I'm from Bangalore. As soon as I reach Chennai, I was start searching to join the group of Toastmaster Club somewhere. Finally, I got the number yesterday. So I'm into branding and advertising, and my office is at near Das Prakash Signal. And I'm new to Chennai, and I'm from Bangalore. Thank you.
Thank you, Shyam Kanan. Hope you will enjoy this meeting.
Yeah.
So let me move on. Okay, let me move on to. I'll connect to the guests, other guests at the end of the meeting with your feedbacks. Okay. Let me move on to this meeting. And before beginning the meeting, I actually would like to request our Secretary Toastmaster Vignesh, maybe it's his last secretary report, to provide us the report of our last week meeting. To let you know about Toastmaster Vignesh. Toastmaster Vignesh is a hardware application engineer from Qualcomm who likes to explore something new, and he's always creative in building new skills. Toastmaster Vignesh, please present the secretary report. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Lakshmi Narayana, for a warm introduction. Thank you very much. And good evening, everyone. So last week we had 832nd meeting. It was a hybrid meeting. And the TMOD was a Toastmaster Deepak Thompson. So the theme was Gameathon. So he conducted the meeting with so many riddles and puzzles. So it was a very interactive meeting in the last week. And the general evaluator was Toastmaster Sharath, and he introduced his evaluation team, tag team, and the word of the day was invariably, which means in every occasion or case. Example, if you make it practice to eat buffet, you will invariably gain weight. That is the meaning. And we had two prepared speech segments. So one is by one speaker is Toastmaster Anirudh, who gave a speech about waking up early. It was a level 1 project 2 from presentation mastery, and the speech 2 given by Toastmaster Lakshmi Narayana. The title was Imaginary Line. It was level 3 project 2, the connecting with storytelling from presentation mastery. And we have a very intriguing table topics from Toastmaster Navi, and the evaluation segment conducted by Toastmaster Sharath, as I mentioned before. And he told about the meeting was conducted very well, and every role player did excellent job. And the recommendation was he requested audience to clap when welcoming the role players or guests, as well as speakers. He requested speakers to look at the camera in when they are in front of laptop or computer, as well as and one more thing is general evaluator requested speakers to share the evaluation report, prepared speaker to share the evaluation report as at earliest to avoid confusion in the meeting. So these are all the recommendations Toastmaster Sharath given, and the presiding officer Toastmaster Lakshmi Narayana adjourned the meeting to today. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Lakshmi Narayana.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vignesh, for giving the detailed report of the second report of this last week's meeting. So now it's time to move on to the actual meeting. And to do that, let me introduce our Toastmaster of the day. And today's Toastmaster of the day is our Toastmaster Srikanth Kuttikrishnan. So Toastmaster Srikanth Kuttikrishnan is a spiritual aspirant who's working in Indian Railways. To mention about him, like whenever I reach out to him for any roles, he always accepts with a lot of positive vibes and energy. He's ready to take up a role. It makes us feel like how much passionate we should be in Toastmasters. I thank you for all this positive vibes you share with me whenever I talk to you, Toastmaster Srikanth Kuttikrishnan. Let me invite you to take over the stage and teach us how life is precious. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day, Srikanth Kuttikrishnan.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you very much, presiding officer. Indeed, very kind words. You really made my day. Thank you very much for this. And before I go into the meeting, how the flow of today's meeting is, I just want to ask you one simple question about the theme that I have had for this meeting. I'm sure that most of you are aware of the answer of the question that I'm asking, but it's something that I really want to hear from you. Can you please tell me, what is the most precious thing that you have with you right now? Any one of you, can you tell me the most precious thing?
Time.
Sorry?
Time.
Time.
Time. Oh, that's a good answer. Anything else?
My life.
Absolutely. Who was that?
Myself, Rekha.
Ah, that's good. So, have you thought for a minute or a second, in spite of all the material possession that you have, the degrees, the bank balance, all that you have becomes irrelevant to you if you do not value your life. It is this one precious gift that has been given to you for you to enjoy and have all the other things that you have in this material world. Would you agree with me? Life is that precious thing. And the point is, how many of us are really valuing every minute of this life? Because you know something, your life and my life is a ticking time bomb. It's ticking every second, and we are just going towards the end of our life every second and every minute. There is no looking back. You can never get back what you have gone through in this particular moment. So, most of us, what we do is we don't live in the present moment. We rather keep worrying about what is going to happen in the future, or we have the guilt of what has happened in the past. This is really robbing each and every one of us of this precious gift called as life. We simply don't want to live in this life and have all the good things that is required to make this life a beautiful journey. I'm going to share with you some tips of how we can make our life beautiful and live a fulfilled and happy life and make every day count rather than counting our days. We should make our days count. Now let's go into the meeting. And today's meeting, we have three segments. And the first one is going to be the prepared speech. As the title say, it is a prepared speech where you're going to have three speakers, brilliant speakers lined up for you. They're going to speak on the topics that they have chosen in their project. And each of the speech are going to have some objectives incorporated in it. So that's going to be a prepared speech. The second is another interesting session called as the table topic session, where we have a table topic master who usually can call any one of you listening to him and give you a topic, and you need to speak on that topic for a minimum of 1 to 2 minutes. It's a table topic. Nobody knows what the topic would be. It's only known to him. And the third segment is the general evaluation segment, where the entire meeting would be evaluated by a general evaluator. He has a team who's going to help him to evaluate the entire meeting, and he would be presenting the report, a general evaluator's report, along with his team to let us know how well this meeting has been and what are the areas that we can really improve upon. And exclusively for the members, we have a business meeting this evening, and I request all the members of CTM to join us. It's for the members. A business meeting is also there towards the end of today's meeting. So on this note, I would like to invite a general evaluator, who is Toastmaster Naveen Raj, to tell a few lines about Naveen Raj. He's a go-to person in CTM. You have any issues, any last minute hiccups, or you need loose ends to be tied, Naveen Raj is the person where you can go, and he is there to help us out. Naveen Raj is a quality engineer with Rackwell High-Techs Private Limited. His hobbies include reading, painting, and photography. I request a general evaluator, Toastmaster Naveen Raj, to please come forward and let us know what this entire general evaluation and his team is going to do. Over to you, general evaluator, Naveen Raj.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Srikanth Kuttikrishnan, for the warm welcome and the introduction. And as of now, I am the general evaluator of today's meeting. Evaluation is a process of making value judgments over the level of performance or achievement. It is a concerned not only with the appraisal of achievement, but also with its improvements. So I have a two set of teams. First, I am going to introduce my tag team first. And for the tag team, T stands for timer, A stands for accounter, and G stands for grammarian. As of now, I am going to do the timer role as well as the general evaluator role. So for the timer brief, fellow Toastmasters, as a timer, my role is to remind speakers how much time they consumed on their speech, so that we will run this meeting on time. And for the speakers, for icebreaker speech, 4 to 6 minutes is the allotted time. On the 4th minute, I will show the green card. And the 5th minute, I will show the yellow card. On the 6th minute, I will show the red card until the speaker completes his or her speech. And for the table topics, I will show green card at 1 minute, yellow card at 1.5 minutes, red card at 2 minutes, and the speaker completes his or her speech. And I will be back at the end of the meeting to submit my report. And now I would like to call Toastmaster Bharat as the accounter to speak, to give his accounter's objectives. And for Toastmaster Bharat, he is working as a diocese as a technical architect, and he loves spending time with his family and friends, and is passionate about playing cricket and badminton. And now I would like to call Toastmaster Bharat for accounter's objectives. Over to you, Toastmaster Bharat.
Thank you, Toastmaster Naveen, for your warm introduction. Greetings to fellow Toastmasters and guests. The purpose of our counter is to note down the overused words and filler words used as a crutch by anyone who is in the meeting. Okay. Words may be inappropriate interjections such as and, will, but, so, and you know. Okay. And sounds such as ha, hum, her. Okay, so all these are interjection words and filler words. So during this evaluation portion of the meeting, I will be noting down all these words and I will be sharing my report once the general evaluator called upon. Thank you, Naveen. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bharat. And now I would like to call our grammarian, Toastmaster Shruti. She is a final year computer science student and a Bharatanatyam and Kathak dancer, and also interested in linguistics and literature. Now I would like to welcome Toastmaster Shruti to read out his grammarian objectives.
Thank you, General Evaluator, for the very warm welcome. Good evening to fellow Toastmasters and guests today. As a grammarian, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all the speakers, and I will listen carefully to their language usage. I will take note of any misuses of English language, as well as any outstanding quotes or words, sayings or thoughts. As a grammarian, it is also my responsibility to introduce the word of the day, that is humdrum, which means lacking of excitement, and it can be also defined as boring or monotonous routine. For example, an exciting vacation would give me time away from my humdrum job. I encourage each speaker to use the word of the day today. I will give my report towards the end of the meeting when called upon. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shruti. And I have another set of team to assist me, and I will introduce them at the later part of the meeting. Now I am handing the stage to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Srikanth Kuttikrishnan.
Thank you very much, General Evaluator Naveen Raj. It is indeed a very interesting and a challenging role for you to handle with your team. I wish you all the very best. And now that we are going into the first segment of today's meeting, the prepared speech, we have, as I've told you, we have 3 speakers lined up for you. The first speaker is going to be Toastmaster Guruvayurappan. And before I can request Guruvayurappan to present his speech, I would request his evaluator, Toastmaster Lakshmi Narayana, to please read out the objectives of his speech. Over to you, Toastmaster Lakshmi Narayana.
Thank you, Toastmaster Srikanth Kuttikrishnan. Toastmaster Guruvayurappan is going to deliver his icebreaker speech, which is level 1 project 1 for his pathway dynamic leadership. The purpose of this project is for the member to introduce himself to the club and learn the basic structure of the public speech. And timer, please note that time limit is 4 to 6 minutes. Wish you all the best to Toastmaster Guruvayurappan, and over to you, Toastmaster of the day, Srikanth Kuttikrishnan.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Lakshmi Narayana. To give a few interesting facts about Toastmaster Guruvayurappan. Toastmaster Guruvayurappan has been the president of Chennai Toastmasters Club. He's also an associate consultant with Infosys, And also, he's a great fan of music maestro Ilayaraja. And I request Toastmaster Guru Airappan to please present his speech. The title is Journey Towards Excellence. Journey Towards Excellence. Toastmaster Guru Airappan. Over to you.
Thank you, Srikanth, Toastmaster Srikanth Kuttikrishnan, for that wonderful and brief intro about me. And good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. This is Guru Airappan, first president of Chennai Toastmasters Club. And now I'm currently working as senior associate consultant at Infosys Chennai, showing in Nellore, DC. Okay. Then I did my about my childhood. I did my schooling at Pallavaram, and then I did my college at PhD Max at AM Jain College, Meenambakam. During my school days, I used to participate in all events, oratorical competitions, musical competition, essay competition. I used to bag for top 2 hours. Whenever I am not participating, my teachers used to come to my house and they will scold me why you are not participating in events, because that is the impact I created during my childhood days. I had won lot of prizes, certificates and medals awards during my childhood days. And one such impact I created in my during my school days is I had won best attendance award for 7 years in a row, which is a record till now. No one has broken that. So I am a proud owner of that record during my childhood days. These are some of the memories that I like to share from my school days. Now coming to college days, I have one interesting incident to share which happened during my second year. During my second year, what happens is our lecture language classes used to be very humdrum. It is very boring, lack of activity, because normally everybody will feel like that only. Particular language of English and Tamil, even English is okay, but Tamil is very boring. So what we used to do is one time, one guy, we went. Normally that I studied in evening college. So timing is 3:30 to 7:30. Language period comes only after 5:30. So after 5:30 minutes, there will be, we have to depend on energy, electrical light. So one day what happened is one of our friends, with the help of security, they went on and turned off the fuse. So the entire college went powerless. So all the students had to return home without attending the class, thereby getting 2 hours attendance. This happened not for 1 day or 2 days. It happened alternated, almost 3 weeks in a day. It used to happen whenever language period comes for most of the happen. So suddenly the college management got a doubt. Now they checked with the electrical department whether there was any power failure during those times and those days. So when they found that it is not happening, so then they immediately found now they immediately decided to find who is the culprit, who is doing all these things. Then they found one of our classmates with the seniors are doing this, and they put a huge penalty on that student. So since we all enjoyed the benefits of having attendance without attending class, so we all together paid the amount and also paid also get a 1 week suspension from the class, which my parents, nobody's parents are not aware of this till now. So this is one event which was happened most memory in my college days. When I was narrating, then I joined the NIT later for to do the software course, because my intention is to become a software professional at that time. So I joined the NIT at that time. So when I was narrating this incident, about to finish this incident, immediately one people, suddenly power went off. Immediately someone shouted, Guru Airappan and Power Failure, the love story continues. Because at that time, 9:42, a love story continues was a huge hit. So someone used that film name title and confined with my name and said, Guru Airappan and Power Failure, the love story continues. The entire hall went to the burst of laughter. So this is how I spent my college days and NIT days. Then I joined Covances, where I attended the first meeting in the year 2005. I tried to attend a maximum number of meetings, but due to lack of time and commitments, my project commitments, I'm not able to join Toastmasters meeting at that time. Then in the year 2011, I had a chance to meet. I had a chance to attend the Chennai Toastmasters Club at Ruby Hall, and that was a day club contest was holding on that day. So it was really fun, and the very moment I was thought of joining the club. Immediately, the club president and membership told me to attend a couple of meetings, and then I joined the very next one. There I've been a Toastmaster since 2011. So I had taken up various roles of the treasurer, secretary, and then became president in the year 2020. And this is my journey towards excellence. And my journey towards excellence continues for further to reach a new heights. My current ambition is to become a chief information officer. I'm working hard on that. So my journey towards excellence continues. What about US Toastmaster? Over to you, Toastmaster of the competition.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Guru Ayyappan. Indeed, a very interesting academics and also extracurricular activities you had in your school and college days. It is something that was exactly the opposite for me, but I really happy to hear this from you. And also you have excelled in your career as a software professional and also as a consultant. Wish you all the very best for your future. Thank you once again. And our next speaker, the second speaker we have for you is our area director, who has been introduced by our presiding officer, is distinguished Toastmaster Venu Neelagandan. Before I requested distinguished Toastmaster Venu Neelagandan to present his speech, I request his evaluator, a chartered member, distinguished Toastmaster Nina John, to please read out the objectives of DTM Venu Neelagandan's speech. Over to you, distinguished Toastmaster Nina John.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Day. Our DTM Venu Neelakandan is doing yet another part, visionary communication. And this time we're going to find out what he's going to look at in terms of visionary communication. And for, I think, the fifth time, he's going to do his icebreaker. So let us DTM Venu Neelakandan's icebreaker for visionary communication. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, distinguished Toastmaster Nina John. Distinguished Toastmaster Venu Neelagandan works for the Airports Authority of India. He's also the secretary of the Airport Authority's School, and he's also very well known among various clubs here in Chennai and across Tamil Nadu. And also, he has been mentoring a lot of Toastmasters, and they have been excelling under his guidance. It's a privilege to hear distinguished Toastmaster Venu Neelagandan's speech. The title of his speech is just a minute, let me get this. Episode 5, distinguished Toastmaster Venu Neelagandan.
Venu, you're on mute. You're on mute.
I'm sorry. Good evening. Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. And it looks like a deja vu because in 2014, almost at this time, I delivered my first episode of the Icebreaker. The evaluator was DTM Nina John. And now I am delivering my fifth episode of the Icebreaker now in 2022, almost this time. And again, I got the privilege to have the evaluator, DTM Nina, as my evaluator. Thank you all. Many people come to Kanyakumari and they looking at the sea, what they would say that India ends here. But the people of Kanyakumari looked at the land side and they would say, India starts here. My life starts there. So I'm part of Kanyakumari. I was born and brought up in Nagarkoil. I studied at a corporation school through Tamil medium. It's an average school, just like Dhanajaya style. Those who are having the average school, please raise your hands. Put together all the average school, you will get my school. That kind of school. I would give an example that once the DO came to our school, you know, the DO, District Education Officer, used to visit all the government school. And that was an English period, and he entered our classroom and he asked, what's the class is going? My teacher replied, it's English. Then he asked one of the students, please come and write 12th. And my teacher just gave the signal to me. Don't think that I'm the so studious, but I am the best in the worst. So I just took the chalk piece. Believe or not, Even I didn't know the spelling of 12 during those time, because during those period we had English as a subject from the 3rd standard only. Even I learned to write my name at the 4th standard, even though my name has only 4 letters, B and U. So even I didn't know to write the word 12. Just imagine my position. So I did not do that. So he asked another student, one by one by one. Everyone had to stand on the bench. The DO got fed up and he asked the teacher to, Madam, please teach your students to write 12th. Then our teacher took the chalk piece and she put 1, 2 and super TH. The DO said, no, I want spelling 12th. She took some time. After that, she wrote TWLBETH. Then the DO asked all the students, please sit down. Then he taught TWLFTH. I don't know what's the need for an F in the 12th. So that's the standard of our school. Now you understand. That's the standard of our school. But don't underestimate that school. That school only Dr. Sivam, the former ISRO chairman, studied. So after the schooling, somehow I managed. My teachers were not like Guru teachers. Whenever I was absent, they used to be very happy. But after managing, somehow I passed out of the school with a good mark, around 85%. I joined English literature at Hindu College, a very famous college, another alma mater of Dr. Sivam, and many great leaders studied in that college. But with that background of English, just imagine my position. I secured only 48.6%. That's a 3rd class. With that mark, whenever I went for an interview, everywhere I was being treated like a 3rd class citizen. Man, you got only 3rd class. How would you speak English? How would you write English? I was rejected. I was informed directly, outrightly, you are not fit for this position. Wherever I went, I was informed you are not fit. In my home, in my office, among my friends' side, everyone said that you are not fit. You are not fit for anything. I was almost at the verge of accepting their views. Yes, I was fit for nothing. But I had a good habit. I used to read a lot. One day I read a donkey story. Most of you heard the story, right? The farmer and donkey. The donkey fell in the pit and the farmer was trying to bury the donkey. The donkey came out. You read the story, right? So once I read the story, I was almost like the donkey. Everyone was trying to bury me with their opinion. Then I realized, why can't I behave like the donkey? So I just shook off their opinions. I stood on their opinions. I started to realize who I was. So then I joined my MA and I completed my MBA. There I started getting a lot of jobs. I got an experience around 33 interview rejection. After that, I was in a position to reject the jobs. In 2008, I got 2 offers from central government. One is Central Board of Direct Tax and another one is Airports Authority of India. That was a really remarkable achievement in my life. The person who was fit for nothing was in a position to reject the central government offer. So I had to reject one offer, but I chose Airports Authority of India. And my first appointment was in a Calicut International Airport. Now I'm working at a Chennai International Airport for the last 10 years. And as far as my family is concerned, in 2011, I got married. I got 2 beautiful daughters. And as far as my hobby is concerned, I'm a bibliophile. I'm a brown belt in karate. And I'm an amateur painter. So my motto of life is, I want to survive to be fit, so that I can be fit to survive in the survival of fittest environment. That's my motto. With that motto, I'm moving forward. Thank you for the opportunity. Back to you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, distinguished Toastmaster Venu Nilakandan. Indeed, a multifaceted or multi-talented person you are. I never knew that you were a karate practitioner. In fact, we have to keep a distance from you when we get close to you to make sure that we don't do any kind of a joke or we don't play the fool around with you. Thank you very much for your speech. It was really inspiring, especially the story about the donkey, how that inspired you to become a person what you are right now. Thank you very much. And our third speaker today is Toastmaster Rekha. Before I call Toastmaster Rekha, I request her evaluator, Toastmaster Geeta, to please read out the objectives of Toastmaster Rekha's speech. Over to you, Toastmaster Geeta.
Good evening, one and all present here, and a special good evening to Toastmaster Rekha. Toastmaster Rekha has chosen the path. Just a second. Toastmaster Rekha is giving a speech on the project, which is Know Your Sense of Humor. So as the project suggests, she is supposed to apply humor in her speech. So let's hear Toastmaster Rekha. Timer, please note the time limit is 5 to 7 minutes. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Srikanth Krishnan.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Geeta. To say a few words about Toastmaster Rekha, she is the founder and the chief trainer of Kalpataru. She is also a Toastmaster for the past 7 years. She is a winner of the area level table topic contest. Very interesting and very enthusiastic speaker. And the title of Toastmaster Rekha's speech is Flops. Flops, Toastmaster Rekha. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Srikanth. So let me start with the ritual. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Good evening, my dear fellow Toastmasters and guests. Everyone is necessarily the hero of his own life, said by John Barnes, an American writer. I would like to extend this quote. One can also be a comedian of his own life. Our life is a collection of incidents. Few incidents can be serious, few incidents humorous. And even few of the serious incidents back then, now when you think about it, it will definitely tickle your funny bones. When I chose this project, Know Your Sense of Humor, I thought, why should I look around for humorous stories when there are quite a number of serious humor in my own life? A few years ago, when I was 17 years, many years ago, when I was 17 years, around 17 years, my cousin sister and I was waiting at a hotel entrance to collect our food parcel. There came a young, handsome man. I was just looking at him. He was approaching me. My heart was beating fast. And he stood opposite to me and said, "Why are you standing? Please sit." I was blushing and my heart skipped a beat. I noticed the chair beside me and I said, "It's okay." And in few seconds, I realized he was not telling me. He was telling this to a pregnant lady who was standing behind me. I noticed the chair beside me, but I missed to notice the pregnant lady behind me. I just wanted the earth to open up and swallow me instantly. Are you interested? Few more flops or many more flops? Just wait. I should be in the early part of my career. I was working as a counselor in a computer training institute. And my job was to share about the course details and convert everyone or ask them to join our computer courses. So my boss gave me a big responsibility of doubling the enrollments for that month. I was super excited and felt empowered. I called my office assistant and I said, "Hey, we should make our boss the next Ambani." And he was also super excited. Along with few other colleagues, we came out with a plan to print posters, handouts, few exciting offers, discounts, and so on. My office assistant invited his friend Raju, and Raju was given the responsibility to paste all the posters in and around the area. I told Raju, Raju, this entire area should speak only about our institute. And he was also excited about this assignment. And he replied, Akka, meaning sister, Akka, don't worry. Throughout your life, you will never forget me. Mark my words. And we all were prepared. We did our all jobs, including Raju. On the day of enrollment, I was super excited and I went to office much earlier than my office hours. I was just waiting for walk-ins and telephonic inquiries. Tring, 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 tring. First call. I was super excited and attended the call. Huh? I heard a man cry on the other side. I was clueless, just like you are right now. The man continued, my father died. I thought, okay, why are you calling and crying to me? He said, in honor of my father, we had posted his photos everywhere and you people posted your posters on top of it. And he continued crying. I apologized and I disconnected the call. Next call, tring, 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 tring. I prayed to God, God. And then I picked up the call just to hear a curse word. Do you have a brain? I was shell-shocked. And the voice continued. We just painted the wall yesterday and the wall is full of your posters. I'm going to sue you. I don't know what to say. I just disconnected the call. I feared to attend any calls on that day, but somehow managed to end the day. I recollected Raju's words. Akka, you will never forget me throughout your life. And he kept up his commitment. All these flop did not stop outside my home. It continued at my home as well and turned my life upside down. I should be in my mid-20s. One day, I was lying on the sofa, watching the TV and holding a book. And my mother, like any other mother from the kitchen, she screamed, hey, Rekha, sweep the floor. And like any other daughter, myself, and like any other father, my father picked up the broom and he started sweeping the floor. I don't know whether he did this because of his love towards his darling daughter or because of his fear towards his terror wife. And this happened, which should have never happened. My uncle's son came home. We were in crush with each other and were dating. When he entered the home, he saw me lying on the sofa and he saw my father holding a broom. I don't know what he imagined. He just vanished. And next I saw him in his marriage with a different girl. There are so many hilarious, or rather flops in my life. This one speech is not sufficient. I need to take a sequel or a web series. From these incidents, do I have any message to you as audience? Just enjoy your flops. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you. Thank you. That was a very interesting speech, ma'am. In spite of flops, you have become very successful as a trainer and a founder of Kalpataru. Thank you very much for that speech. And with this, we are coming to the end of prepared speech. Let me share you one more tip about how we go about our life. The most precious gift that has been given to us is, first, I have told you to stop worrying because there are things which is beyond your control. And some people keep worrying about not having any worries. Have you heard that? They simply don't have anything to worry about and they keep worrying about that and make a big hue and cry. And the next one that we need to understand is life can be fair, or at times it can be unfair. There is no room to complain in life, because the more you complain, there are more reasons for you to keep complaining about. So we have to understand anything that is happening in our life is with a purpose. And I truly believe there are no accidents in this world. Everything has a plan and everything goes according to the plan. Can you remember one incident? I'm sure it will be there in all of your life, that when you faced with a difficult situation, you were literally not knowing what to do, and some of us were cursing our fate. But over a period of time, when that passed away, and when you look back, you would say, oh, this has happened, has taught me one very important lesson. I shouldn't have been complaining about that. So there are incidents like this which teaches us that life on this earth is not to complain, but to accept and keep moving forward, because you literally have no choice of what you want to get or how it is going to come to you. You only have the choice of how you're going to respond, not to react. So I'm going to share a couple of tips more towards the end of this meeting. And now we are going to the second important segment of today's meeting, the table topics. As I've told you, we are going to have a table topic master who's going to give you a topic and you need to speak on that. More about those ways of the timings and other things, a table topic master, Toastmaster Vignesh, is going to let you know about it. Toastmaster Vignesh is a hardware application engineer with Qualcomm. His hobbies include reading, music, and Toastmastering. I request our table topic master, Toastmaster Vignesh, to take us through this session of table topics. Over to you, Toastmaster Vignesh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Srikanth Kutikrishnan, for warm words of introduction and welcome. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, my dear friends and guests. In our life, we cannot expect all situations as per our plan. Some of situations might go out of our plan. So we need to be prepared for all the situations. So here comes with the table topics in Toastmasters that would help you to develop the unprepared situations. So in the situation, you need to convince the audience or else confuse the audience as per your wish. So in table topics, the time limit is 1 to 2 minutes for a qualified speaker. So there will be a 30 seconds grace period. So you need to plan in the time aspect. You need to plan for complete within 2 minutes 30 seconds or else more than 1 minute. So let me call the first volunteer interested speaker, I would say, Toastmaster Geeta, ma'am.
Hi, Toastmaster Vignesh.
Hi, Toastmaster Geeta, ma'am. So your topic is, if you could rename yourself, what name would you pick and why? If you could rename yourself, what rename would you pick and why?
Good afternoon to one and all present here. Probably I'm very lucky today that Toastmaster Vignesh has brought a topic which is very much deep into my mind. Well, I wouldn't rename myself. I would actually go back to my maiden name. So in ours, there is a custom that once the girl gets married, she's given a new name, and with that name, she begins her new journey. But somewhere, I felt it was like damaging my identity, and I was totally against it. But then I had no choice, because those days that was the kind of a system that was followed, and I had to go ahead with the new name, which, as I told you, I'm really not happy with that change. But then, yes, if I'm given an option, I would again want to be called as Renu, because my maiden name is Renu, and it just feels very nice when people call me with that maiden name. So you must by now understand that who would call me by that name. Obviously, people from my maiden side, like my maternal side, all my cousins, my aunts, my buas, they all call me Renu, and my college friends and my school friends, they call me Renu. Even more advantageous position is that I met all of my husband's friends and their wives just before I got married. So during our engagement days, we had a get together. They also call me Renu, and it makes me feel very close to all of them. So if at all I'm given a choice to be renamed. Of course, I'm already renamed, so I would rather go back to my old name, which is Renu, and I would love if people call me Renu. But then I'm stuck with two identities, Renu when it comes to the maternal side, and Geeta, the life which has begun after my marriage. Over to you, Toastmaster Vignesh.
Thank you, Renu ma'am, Geeta ma'am, for sharing the fascinating story about your naming. Thank you for that. So next, who wants to go next? Any Toastmasters? Yes, guest Chandran. Guest Chandran. So your topic is, if you want to be famous, what will you be famous for? If you want to be famous, what will you be famous for?
Yeah, thank you for welcoming me to the Toastmasters Club. Looks like a very exciting club and opportunity where there is no humdrum. So the topic is, if I have to become somebody, whom I will be. I would like to become my favorite movie star, which is Rajinikanth. It's not because he is 6 foot tall. It is also because of the way he carries his work and how he handles his personal life and how he manages it, and how the way the person is able to deal with people, the way he is able to handle multiple peoples of different taste and culture, and how he can bring together different people together, and how he reflects the normal people of this country is something that is fascinating. Yeah, that is so I would like to would want to become my favorite movie star and the great humanitarian, I believe, Mr. Rajnikant. Thank you.
Thank you, guest Mahesh. It was a well take on that. Yeah, Rajinikanth is a very well celebrated celebrity. So it's good to hear from you about some skills you learned from Rajinikanth. That's good. Moving on next, who is going to be a volunteer for the next topic? Toastmaster Srikanth, sir. Srikanth Kutikrishnan. Would you like to take?
Yes, sure, why not, please.
Okay. If you had to eat one meal every day for your rest of your life, what would it be? If you had to eat one meal every day for your rest of your life, what would it be?
Thank you very much, table topic master. One meal a day I had been having during my school days when life was very tough and difficult, because my mother could afford me only 1 square meal a day. So I'm not used to that. Once I started working, then things started to change, where I could afford to have 3 square meals a day by God's grace. And if I have to go back to the roots of having 1 square meal, it's not something new to me. I can very well adjust to it. And the one meal that I really like to have is our South Indian thali meal. Most of you would know what that really means. It's rice, sambar, rasam, and all those kind of stuff. It is very nutritious, and it is also very filling. So I think that is one meal that I would like to have. And to compensate for the rest of the day, I would like to have a lot of water, because I think that we can survive if we really want to keep most of the ailments, the modern day disease away from us. We can always cut down on what we eat, and we can also survive on 1 square meal a day. I'm not promoting that you should have one meal, but it is possible. If you can have one meal and a lot of water, you can still keep breathing and you can go about doing your work. And for me, it is not something new. I would be really happy if I can do that. And there's nothing to be worried about that, but you should take your own call whether you want to have one meal or a 3 meal a day. But for me, one meal again is a big gift that God is giving me. And also, there are a lot of people who go to bed on an empty stomach. And that one meal is a great blessing for me. And I thank God for that one meal. And also I thank the farmers who, in spite of being in poverty and hunger, make sure that my food is served on the table. So one meal is what I really need to keep going till I hit the graveyard. Thank you very much. And over to you, table topic master.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Srikanth. Yeah, really agree. Meal is a complete nutritious package for all of us in South India, or the thali for North. I agree that. So next, any non-role player, Toastmaster Ramani or Toastmaster Renuka, would you like to take on table topic? Any guest? Okay, I would call Toastmaster Bharat. Toastmaster Bharat.
Yes, Toastmaster Vignesh.
Yes. One incident when your actions spoke louder than your words. One incident when your actions spoke louder than your words. Toastmaster Bharat.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vignesh, for giving me that topic. Yes, so I'd like to recall one of the incident. Okay, I'm just going back to my school days. So where I used to be so kind of an average or below average student, and I was so calm, cool, and I'm not a arrogant or such kind of a guy. So no one knows that I'm coming to school, going such things. But all of a sudden one day, of the results of my 10th grade, something like I was around school topper, and then only everyone knows that there is a guy who called Bharat is studying in this school, and he he became school second. So that is the action. Okay, uh, everyone in the school, including teachers, most of the teachers, headmasters, knows that this guy is studying here, and he's a better, more than average student, not an average student. So that is all I'd like to share. That is the incident, Vignesh. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bharat, for a scintillating incident in your life. Thank you for sharing that. So next, Toastmaster Renuka, Toastmaster Ramani, or any Toastmasters, any guest? Guest Vinod?
Yeah. Thank
Yes.
you, sir. I will speak.
Yes, I will first go with Toastmaster Ramani. Yes. Okay. What would you do if you are stuck in a traffic for 10 hours? What would you do if you are stuck in a traffic for 10 hours? Toastmaster Ramani.
Yeah. Good evening to all. My topic is what do you do when I stuck in traffic. Actually, my office and my house distance was just 10 minutes. I don't have any traffic. So if I'm going long distance means if I stuck in any traffic, I will say my WhatsApp messages, what is the update on current update, and I will see any update, break news, something I will saw in my phone, and I will using my internet and uh, um, just saw that the roadside what other people are doing, something like that. Thank you.
You have few more time, Toastmaster Ramani. If you want, you can speak something what comes to your mind.
Yeah. Otherwise, what I am saw means. Yeah, other what is going on the road in bus, something like that. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Toastmaster Ramani. So it good to hear that you will get a news updates from WhatsApp. So if you have any group or anything, please suggest me. So my WhatsApp groups are always sharing some forward messages. So it would be help if you share that to us. Thank you. So next,
Thank you.
moving on, Toastmaster Renuka. Okay, Toastmaster
Hello,
Renuka.
sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm here.
If all job had the if all job had the same pay and hours, what job would you like to have? If all job had same pay and hours, what job would you like to have? Toastmaster Renuka.
Yeah. If good evening, everybody. If all the jobs are paid equally and the working hours are equal, then what would be my preference? That is your question. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm I'm in the field of teaching for the 10 plus years. I'm working. Um, I have been working as assistant professor in different colleges, and currently I'm holding a temporary position as guest lecturer in Government Arts College, where I love teaching always. If if at all I have been paid variably or I have been paid equally, whatever it might be, I love teaching because um, wherever I go, I carry the memories of my children, the youngsters. I'm always with a group of teenagers where they make me feel very young. I feel very happy. Every class is like a learning experience. Though I am there for 2 hours every day, things. So that is the thing which uh, improvises my life every day. Being with the youngsters, learning many things, teaching many things, or uh, the most exciting things in my life, which gives me complete joy and happiness and job satisfaction. So I always prefer to be a teacher in my profession. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Renuka. So yeah, teaching is a really wonderful job. So from your reply, we could hear that, we could understand that how you love your job more than anything. Thank you for that. So next,
Certainly. Thank you, sir.
thank
Thank
you,
you.
thank you. Any guest Vinod? Guest Saravanan? Guest Vinod, would you like to take on topic? You are mute. Please unmute.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Now, can you hear me?
Yeah, yes.
What topic, sir?
Yes, 1 minute. 1 second. Okay, if you could choose your dream, what would you prefer to dream about? If you could choose your dream, what would you prefer to dream about? Guest Vinod.
Yes. I choose my dream as owning a bike that would I would ride daily for long hours, for long days together, the rainy days, the snowy days, and find pleasure in the pursuit of riding a bike. Forever, this dream I will dream daily. Dreams means that do not come true, but have pleasure only in one way. Gives me support to my heart in one way. That way means I would own a bike that will look like what I need to be look like after many years. Thanks.
You have some more time,
Yes,
guest
sir.
Vinod. If you
Yes.
want, you can.
Owning this dream of owning a bike would mean that I need to work hard to own a bike. No, but money I need to work towards a bike is that money I need with my job. The dream I would talk about again is owning a bike, owning a bike, owning a bike, owning a bike and riding it for long hours, long years, long days together. Yes, thanks.
Thank you, Vinod. So I wish your dream come true. Also, since you tell right, so you are working hard for to attain your dream. So definitely it will, your dream will reach you soon. Thank you for sharing your dream. Next, any guest?
Thanks.
Thank you. Guest Saravanan. Okay, one more speaker. Toastmaster Guru Ayurappan.
Yes.
1 minute. Yes. Okay, your topic is if you were a dictator of a small island, what crazy stuff would you do? If you were a dictator of a small island, what crazy stuff would you do?
Thank you, TT Master, for this wonderful topic. First of all, I like to tell you I hate dictatorship. I don't like being command. So I hate being command. So I'm speaking against the topic. So I hate command. In fact, I like motivating and inspiring the people. So my basic thing is, in basic courtesy is to treat the people with the fair and equality. So I will make sure that my junior subordinates or below me treats everyone fair and equally, because I believe in gender neutrality, and I also will not be biased. I'll be neutral. I will not take a decisions anything based on the spur of the moment. I will deeply consider and take moment. Even if at all, one thing which I like to crazy stuff is I'll make sure that everyone eats lot to their capacity, because eating one thing is one another hobby of mine. So so I like to see most people eating a lot of the making eating as a eating good stuff, healthy stuff as a lot as a part of my commandment. So that is a one crazy stuff. Eating is the one crazy stuff which I'll make as a step in it if I am a dictator. Over to you, TT.
Thank you, Toastmaster Guru Ayurappan. It was a very good take on that. Thank you for that. So next, any guest? Guest Suresh Kumar. Guest Danish Mohammed. Balamurugan. Vinila. Saravanan. Please, easy topic, so you can easily speak. Just imagine.
Yes, table topic master.
Okay, good, Vinila. So your topic is, if your life was a book, what would its title be? If your life was a book, what would its title be?
Thank you for the topic, table topic master. The topic is, if my life were a book, what would be the title? So in the limited experience that I have, if I'm not being very bold, I think the title should be the highs and lows of life, or something like life is like a boat. Sometimes it's up, sometimes it's down. It's like that, because I feel in my life I've had lows, I've had highs, and there were times when I was taken to extreme. Everybody in my family has appreciated me, and they have all congratulated me. And then there were times when I couldn't succeed, or I couldn't achieve what I wanted to achieve, and then the entire society, family came against me. So this has happened, and maybe that's what I would name my book. Thank you.
Thank you, Vinila. So it was apt topic for everyone to understand and get benefit of it. Thank you for that. And so I have last one more topic. So who wants to go? This is very easy. Guest Danish, guest Balamurugan, guest Saravanan. Please come forward. It is easy. Okay. Anyone? Toastmaster? Okay, DTM Nina ma'am. Okay. Okay, your topic is if you didn't have to sleep, what would you do with your extra time? If you didn't have to sleep, what would you do with your extra time? Toastmaster Nina Jan.
Topics master, that's the worst question you can ask me, because if I'm given a choice, sleep is the first thing that I will do. I'm one of those people, if you ask me to stand, I will see if I can sit. If I can sit, I will see if I can lie down. And if I can lie down, I will go off to sleep. So literally the nightmare in my life is not being able to sleep. So everyone used to envy me that ability to sit in a bus or a train and go off to sleep. Even in a car, I can go off to sleep. But I guess if I didn't have that, then I would go back to reading, because reading is one of the things that takes one out of one's humdrum existence. You can sit in a chair, read a book, and travel the whole world. As somebody said, you don't have to travel to countries. You can travel the universe, you can travel to the past, you can travel to the future, and everywhere it's. The funny thing about books is everywhere else seems to be so much more exciting and so much more fascinating than whatever humdrum life you are leading. That seems to be much, much better. So I guess for me, reading is the better option rather than just sleeping. But again, I would say sleeping, reading, and perhaps traveling and eating. So if Guru was my boss, I'd be very happy, because I'd be able to eat lots of things, and he would insist on that as an office order. So yes, those are all the things I'm looking forward to. So rather than sleeping, I would say, rather than no sleeping, I would say sleeping, reading, and eating. Those are my three favorite things to do. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, DTM Nina Jan, for expressing your thoughts on spending time on useful manner. So it reminds us that how important the reading is. So thank you for that. So okay, now comes to the end of the table topics. So thank you everyone for participating and break the hamdrum of the podium. Thank you for that. So now I back over the stage to Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Srikanth Kutikrishnan. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Srikanth.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Vignesh. No time to worry, no time to complain, no time for making any false comments about the life that has been given to us. We only have time to move forward with our life. And if you would really think for a minute, in this life, is it all about getting or is it all about giving? Because if you would admire one person, any one person personality that you would really admire for in your life, you would see that was a person who has been giving things away in his life. Life is not about getting and accumulating. Life is so precious that you need to make use of this life to give away what has been given to you. Any one of this person, any person that you really admire would be a person who has been giving and serving life, making others' life more valuable and also increasing their ability to see life in a better way and to become happy and also making others happy. With this, we come to the end of the table topic session. Thank you very much, Vignesh. And now we are going to the last session of today's meeting. It's called the general evaluation session, for which I request our general evaluator, Toastmaster Naveen, to please come forward and conduct the general evaluation. Over to you, Toastmaster Naveen.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Srikanth Kutikrishnan. Now we are came to the another part of our meeting, and now I will introduce my another set of team to evaluate our prepared speakers. Now first we are going to see our evaluation for Toastmaster Guru Ayuroppan speech. For that, I would like to call our presiding officer, Toastmaster Lakshmi Narayana. He is a software engineer and a passionate Toastmaster. Sergeant Ram, please, I request you to cut off.
I request guests and people to refrain from sharing any content or also going unmuting yourself. Please put yourself on mute when you're not speaking. Yes, no, I think you can go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Lakshmi Narayan. Okay. Now I would like to welcome our Toastmaster Lakshmi Narayana to evaluate Toastmaster Guru Ayyappan's speech. Over to you.
Thank you, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Naveen. Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. And my special mention to my target speaker, Toastmaster Guru Ayyappan, for introducing himself to all the members. As some of us know him for a long time as a Toastmaster, and just a minute.
You are on mute.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I just put on mute. Okay, as some of us know Toastmaster Guru Ayyappan very well as a Toastmaster. And for those people who know him from recent time, and your speech is clearly mentioned about yourself, what you are and what your childhood days was and what you are right now, and which clearly meets the project objective to introduce yourself to the club. Kudos to you for this. And in your speech, you clearly structured the speech with timeline, starting from school days, college days, and your job. And you also mentioned about your Toastmaster journey. So from all this explanation, I can understand how enthusiastic and energetic you were during your school days at Pallavaram. And you also won several awards in those days. And also how punctual you were by getting best attendance award for consecutively 7 years. That was one of the difficult things for me to do, and kudos to you for that. And you also had humor in your speech. The power cut story where you turned off the fuse during the language period, and getting 1 week suspension. Though it was not a humor at that time, you had a humor in it, like you connected it with your situation happening in NIT course, where coincidentally they switched off the light. I really appreciate for that kind of humor in your speech. And most importantly, you also use this word of the day, humdrum, in your speech. Having said all good about your speech, here are a few recommendations I would suggest to make your speech much better. You could have, since we know you've been a long-time Toastmaster, so we felt that you could have let us know more about your Toastmasters journey, and so what you came up and learn from Toastmasters, what you achieved in Toastmasters, so that we can relate you more with the CTM and Toastmasters as well. And secondly, it will be better if you give more expression while delivering a speech. That will make it more interesting, because since it's online meeting, you could have made the camera look straight to your face, at least cover up your shoulders, so that we can see your hand movement and hand gestures. So camera was covering just your face in a little tilted direction. If you work on it, I think you will have a much better speech in the future. And wishing you all the best to become the Chief Information Officer, which you want to become. Thank you, and over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Lakshmi Narayana, for the evaluation. Now, I would like to welcome our distinguished Toastmaster Neena John ma'am to evaluate our distinguished Toastmaster Venu Neelakantan's speech. Ma'am is the founding member of our Chennai Toastmasters Club and our district mentor pool chair, and our past district governor and chief judge of District 82. So I would like to welcome distinguished Toastmaster Neena John ma'am to evaluate distinguished Toastmaster Venu's speech. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator Toastmaster Naveen, and a warm welcome to Speaker DTM Venu. So as he mentioned, apparently I was the evaluator so many years ago for his first icebreaker. And I must admit, there's quite a bit of improvement since then, Venu. That's the advantage of Toastmasters, and I'm sure you can realize that the difference it has made to your life, because I know when you came, the kind of speech you had, the accent and the intonation, there is such a vast difference. So if we had had recordings of those speeches, I think you would be able to recognize the audible and visible differences from then to here. It's a journey of evolution. And I think definitely we would have liked to hear more about the Toastmaster part of it, because I think that has helped you much more than any amount of degrees. And I don't think you should worry about having studied in an average school, because we all study in different schools, and some of us study in average schools and become great people. Some people study in great schools and become average people. So don't worry about that and which school you came from. It's what you do with your education that makes all the difference, and the professionalism that you have done. And I really appreciated your journey. I wish we had had a little bit more about your extracurricular activities, because you've shared some of your Facebooks and paintings on Facebook, and they're fabulous. So is your, I haven't seen anything about your karate on Facebook, and I know this is digressing from the syllabus of today's speech, but definitely all those things have added up to you as a person. And I think we would have liked to hear more about that, and how it affected you as a person and your growth as a person. That's what we would be really looking at, because as a person, as an individual, we have seen you in Toastmasters. Many people in the club are familiar with you, both as a Toastmaster and as a mentor. So a little more in depth about your hobbies, your extracurricular activities, and I would also say how being a coach and a mentor has helped you in your journey as a coach, because I'm sure they have had very vital impact on your professional and personal life. I'm sure you have had great takeaways to your own professional life, and have been able to be a much better team leader, manager, or whatever, because of whatever you had done in Toastmasters. And I think because this is, episode 5, the basic details of biodata, we don't really need to go through in too much detail. But yes, I would have preferred more in terms of growth, a little more in terms of delivery, voice modulation, things like that. A little bit of a trademark humor was there, so that's fine. But overall, good speech, and I would love to hear more of your journey in Toastmasters and elsewhere. Back to you, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Naveen.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Niajan, for the evaluation. Now, I would like to welcome our third evaluator, Toastmaster Geeta, to evaluate our prepared speaker, Toastmaster Rekha's speech. A passionate Toastmaster and rekindling her passion for reading. Now, I would like to welcome Toastmaster Geeta to evaluate Toastmaster Rekha's speech. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Naveen. And good afternoon to one and all present here once again. And a special good evening to Toastmaster Rekha. Toastmaster Rekha, you shared us the anecdotes about flops in your life, but you only made a comeback to make your speech a very great success. So it was a super hit, and we really loved listening to you. So let me move on to the recommendation part. I would say the commendations, whatever went well with your speech. First and foremost, you had a very beautiful start. So you were very energetic right from the beginning till the end. And you looked very relaxed and very comfortable while delivering your speech. I also realized that you were standing and giving your speech. And for the first time, I accepted to myself that standing and giving a speech definitely gives more room for gestures, because you had such beautiful open gestures, and which we could just not avoid but looking at you and listening to you. So that was really wonderful on your part. I will go on to yet another commendation. You had, let me tell you that you've met the objectives of your speech by sharing not one, not two, but 3 beautiful anecdotes of your life in a very entertaining and a beautiful manner. We loved listening to all of this, which makes it possible for you to meet your speech objectives. I will move to yet another commendation, Toastmaster Rekha. You had such beautiful phrases in your speech, especially the idioms that you used, something like tickled your funny bone, or you also had some saying that your heart skipped for a minute. So that was all really wonderful on you to really place it in the right place and put it forward to us. So we loved listening every minute of your speech. That was really, really wonderful on your part, and a great round of applause for you. I'll just move on to the recommendation. I just have one recommendation for you. I was just waiting for a message in the speech when exactly you asked us, now what do I have? What message do I have for my audience? And then you said, no, I just want you to relax it and enjoy the speech. Yes, of course, it was an entertaining speech. We enjoyed every minute of your speech. But as audience, what I felt it is important is to have a message also in your speech. Because as audience, when we are spending a lot of time listening to our speakers, we also expect that there should be a little some takeaway from the speech. And you had such a wonderful, interesting point. You could have just put it something like, life gives us a lot of experiences. So I learned every anecdote has taught me something important, and it has helped me move forward in my life. Or probably you could have put something else, like whatever would have come in your mind that could have related with the topic. On the whole, it was a wonderful speech. You were very, very, very calm, relaxing, comfortable, entertaining. It was very wonderful to listen to you. Yes, we would expect a small takeaway also from the speech. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Geeta. Now it's the time to get our tag team report. Now I would like to call Toastmaster Tarun to present the timers report.
As an essay, myself, Toastmaster Tarun, took 2 minutes 9 seconds. Toastmaster Lakshmi Narayana, presiding officer, took 3 minutes 14 seconds. Guest and guest intro took 1 minute 38 seconds. And the secretary report by our Toastmaster Vignesh, he took 2 minutes 13 seconds to explain. Our Toastmasters of the day introduction took 5 minutes 18 seconds, which was done by Toastmaster Shrikant Kuttikrishnan. And Toastmaster Naveen Raj as timer took 1 minute 19 seconds. Toastmaster Bharat as accounter took 1 minute 16 seconds. And Toastmaster Shruti as grammarian took 1 minute 17 seconds to explain their roles. Coming to the prepared speech sessions, Toastmaster Guruvayurappan took 5 minutes 11 seconds to complete his speech. Distinguished Toastmaster Venu Nilagandan took 6 minutes 24 seconds to complete his speech, and Toastmaster Rekha took 6 minutes. Toastmaster Rekha took 6 minutes 30 seconds to complete her speech. Coming to the table topic session, Toastmaster Geeta took our first speaker. Toastmaster Geeta took 1 minute 25 seconds. Guest Mahesh took 1 minute. Toastmaster Shrikant Kuttikrishnan took 1 minute 50 seconds. Toastmaster Bharat took 1 minute 9 seconds. Toastmaster Ramani took 1 minute 8 seconds. Toastmaster Renugha took 1 minute 55 seconds. Guest Vinod took 1 minute 3 seconds. Toastmaster Guruvayurappan took 1 minute 5 seconds. Guest Vinila took 1 minute 1 minute. Distinguished Toastmaster Nina John took 1 minute 40 seconds. Coming to our evaluation team, Toastmaster Lakshmi Narayana took 2 minutes 56 seconds. Distinguished Toastmaster Nina John took 3 minutes 14 seconds. Toastmaster Geeta took 3 minutes 5 seconds. And I also tell that every prepared speeches, table topic speeches, and evaluation speakers are qualified. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Tarun, for the brief timer report. Now I would like to invite Toastmaster Bharat to present his counter report.
Sure, Toastmaster Naveen. I hope everyone is able to see my screen. So this is a detailed report of today's counter, and Toastmaster Tarun in SAA role used one filler word and two passes, and Toastmaster Lakshmi
Sorry, Bharat, we can't hear you. Little louder, please.
Yeah, sure, ma'am. And Toastmaster Lakshmi Narayanan in his PO role used 4 R's and 1 so's and 1 pass. And Toastmaster Vignesh as a sergeant on arms role used 1 R and 1 so. And Toastmaster Srikanth Kutikrishnan in his TMOD role used 1 R's and 2 passes. Toastmaster Navin in the general level used 1 pass. And Toastmaster Shruti in introduction grammarian role used 1 R. And Toastmaster Guru Ayurappan in his speech used 3 plus R's, 1 arm, 1 so. And our distinguished Toastmaster Venu Nilakandan sir used 1 ha and 1 pass. And Toastmaster Rekha ma'am used 1 ha. And in our table topic session, Toastmaster Vignesh as a Teti master used 3 plus R's and 2 so's. And Toastmaster Geeta ma'am was flawless. And guest Chandran used 2 R's, 1 so's, and 1 repetitive word the. And our Toastmaster Srikanth Kutikrishnan sir used 2 ands. And Toastmaster Ramani used 3 plus R's, 3 plus ums, 1 and. And Toastmaster Renuka has used 1 so and 1 pass. Our guest Vinod used 2 R's, 1 pass. And Toastmaster Guru Ayappan has used 3 so's. And our guest Vinila used 3 plus R's, 1 and 2 like. Our distinguished Toastmaster Nina Jan ma'am used 1 and 2 like. And in the evaluation section, Toastmaster Lakshmi Narayan sir used 3 plus R's. And TTM Nina Jan ma'am used 2 R's. And Geeta ma'am used 1 ha and 1 repetitive word just. This is all with the R counter report. Over to you, Toastmaster Naveen.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bharat, for the brief R-counter report. Now, I would like to welcome Toastmaster Shruti to present her grammarian report.
Thank you. And I wrote it in a book. That's not a problem. And first of all, I would like to appreciate and congratulate the people, those who have used the word of the day today, that is humdrum. That is Toastmaster Guru Ayappan and guest Mahesh, distinguished Toastmaster Nina John ma'am and Toastmaster Vignesh has used the word of the today. So I would like to really appreciate them for this. And the improper grammar uses are, first one is Toastmaster Guru Ayappan has used was holding on that day. It can be used as was held on that day. And Toastmaster Bharat has used then only. We can use it as only then. And list of the quotes for today is distinguished Toastmaster Venu has used I want to survive to be fit. So and Toastmaster Rekha has used one can also be a comedian of his or her own life. I really like those quotes. And she also has used a new word, which is new for me, which is shell shock. That means a state or feeling of shock or being surprised. And also, ma'am has used few idioms like tickle your funny bone. That means to be humorous and enjoy your flops. And also another sentence. And also, Toastmaster Srikanth Kutikrishnan has used, the more you complain, there will be more things to complain. I really like that sentence too. So this is the report for today. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shruti, for the grammarian report. Now it's time for my report. And meeting started on time and recognition was very well done by the presiding officer for the district officer and area director. And all the prepared speakers and tag team and evaluators are very well done. Their kudos for that. And recommendations are ESCOM will take a step to avoid the last minute hiccups and take necessary steps to arrange the role players to decrease the burden of dual role players. And That's it. Now I am handovering the stage to Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Srikanth Kutikrishnan.
Thank you very much, General Evaluator. And before I wind up, I would like to quote a very famous saint who walked among us, a brilliant personality who lives in everybody's heart today, tomorrow, and forever, who has touched millions and millions of lives, people who were let on the streets of Calcutta, people who never had a home to go, destitute people, children who were abandoned by their parents. The great saint, Mother Teresa. I would like to quote her before I hand over this stage to the presiding officer. I quote Mother Teresa, a wonderful quote. I'm sure that all of you would really love hearing this. And she goes like this. People are generally irrational, unreasonable, and selfish. They deserve to be loved anyway. If you are honest and frank, people may cheat you. Be honest and frank anyway. If you are kind, people may accuse you of ulterior motives. Be kind anyway. What you spend years building may be destroyed overnight. Build it anyway. If you are successful, you will win some false friends and true enemies. Be successful anyway. If you find serenity and happiness, they may be jealous of you. Be happy anyway. The good you do today may be forgotten tomorrow. Do good anyway. Give the world the best you have, and it may never be enough. Give your best anyway. For you see, in the end, it is between you and God. It was never between you and them anyway. Isn't that beautiful quote by Mother Teresa? Thank you very much for being a wonderful audience to me. I really enjoyed hosting each and every one of you, and I hand over the stage back to the presiding officer, Toastmaster Lakshmi Narayanan. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day, Srikanth Kutikrishnan, for inspiring us once again. The last quote was one of the most inspiring quote, though it takes time for us to remember, recollect, and it is what is so precious. I'm sure most of us will agree with it. It has inspired all of us. Thank you so much for leading us and teaching us the purpose of life as well. And now, before I request our Sajana Tams to launch the polls. Yes, thank you. So as the poll is in progress, then let me get the feedback from the guest. So let's begin with guests. Based on the time, I'll try to get feedback from all the guests. So guest Sham, guest Sham, are you there? Okay. Guest Saravanan. Guest Saravanan. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So what's the change you saw in this meeting from the last one? And we need your feedback and inputs. Yes, sir. Okay. Can you give your feedback? So your opinion about this meeting? Sorry, I think.
Can I hear me?
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you now.
Yes, sir, it's a very good session here. I'm really thoroughly enjoyed the session. Immediately I have enjoyed in 10 meeting. Past 10 meeting, I have enjoyed it. But I am unable to speaking in a proper way. That is why I am not attending table topic session. Really little bit of shy in my mind. That is why I am not able to attending this table topic. The program is very well planned, and it's a progress is very well. The table, first of all, the speaker prepared speaker session, and second one the table topics, and third one the evaluation. And in the intermediate times they are speaking a simple topic and speaking somewhere that is also be one of the very good way of moving the meeting. Is very enjoyable. Really, I am happy to attending here. It's very useful time and very fair to useful that time is very fair.
Thank you.
Really enjoyable.
Yeah, thank you, Saravanan. I think you are giving a good speech now. You can be a table topic speaker from next time. Don't worry about. We are here to support you in your speech.
Very thank you, sir, for engaging for that. Next meeting, I will joining the table topic session.
Sure,
very thankful.
Thank you, Saravanan.
Over to you, sir.
Thank you. So, guest Balamurugan, are you there? So, guest Shyam, I think. So, I think we are done with the guest feedback. So, guest Vinod, do you want to say something? Your opinion, feedback about this meeting?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. So, any suggestions? Feedback
Suggestion is the meeting was very well done. I thoroughly enjoyed the meeting. Every table topic and grammarian's explanation for every nuances are very well. Then our speech about life, that being truthful or being kind will be hurtful. For the short term, it will give good things. The long term was very helpful, sir. Thanks, sir.
Thank you so much, Vinod. And now we are coming to the final part, the results portion of this meeting, and the poll is done, and we have the results now with us. So let's begin with the best table topics speaker. And today the best table topic speaker was Toastmaster Rekha. I think something wrong with the name. I think Toastmaster Rekha, were you
without speaking? Am I?
That's what you are not given. I think the list is wrong. Let's fix it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. We'll get back to you on that part. Okay. So let's move on to the tag role. The best tag between the timer, accounter, and the grammarian goes to the accounter Toastmaster Bharat. And the role player between the Toastmaster of the day, general evaluator, and TD master. And today the best role player is our Toastmaster of the day, who inspired us one more time. Is our Toastmaster Shrikant Kuttikrishnan. Thank you, sir. And the best evaluator between the three evaluators is none other than our distinguished Toastmaster Neena Janma. And the best speaker, I'm sorry, came into the best speaker today is our Toastmaster Rekha. Thank you. So I'm sorry about the goof up for the TT speaker. We'll fix it and get back to you again. I'm sorry about that. Okay. With that note, I think we are coming to the end of the meeting. I just want to inform all the members here to stay connected, continue this meeting. We are having a business meeting followed by this meeting. Guests, please understand this this strictly for members alone. And thank you for attending this meeting. And on this note, I adjourn this meeting to next week. Thank you. And we can stop this recording. So, okay, it's already started.